Back in 1995, there was a fire on 125th Street, next called Freddie's Mart. It was set on fire by one of Al Sharpton's supporters. Al Sharpton had led a protest against gentrification and left the scene. One of his followers, one of Al Sharpton's disciples, came back in December of 1995 after Al Sharpton held a protest there that day, took a Molotov cocktail. Now, Freddie's Fashion Mart was a small store, boutique type of store with clothing in it for young people, clothing all over the front in the showcase windows, etc. And it employed 9 mainly Latino employees, young people, school-age people that worked in that store as clerks and salespersons as well. Al Sharpton's, if you will, disciple came back, took a Molotov cocktail, a bottle filled with gasoline with a rag in it, lit the rag, and threw the bottle through the window, showcase window, and the gas went everywhere. All the clothing started burning. So the young people in the store couldn't get out the door. So they ran to the back of the store. The flames kept blazing, and they ran downstairs into the basement, and the flames followed them downstairs. All 9 of those young children were suffocated and burned to a crisp in that fire before the fire department could get there. I remember distinctively being on 125th Street that day when it took place. I'd gone over to the post office, and those 9 children lost their lives with one of Al Sharpton's followers.
Al Sharpton, Al Sharpton, fire, 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 Al Sharpton, Al Sharpton.
As I fight for this community, 2 things. One is, it is a shame that Al Sharpton was not brought up on charges. No, he didn't throw the Molotov cocktail, but he was an inspiration for it. The fact that he is worshiped now as a so-called quintessential black man, as a leader of black people, that they go to him, that Joe Biden came to him to kiss his ring to get his approval, is a scandalous, if you will, and a shame that people do not see the truth, and yet they want to blame me as being some sort of an awful person. I've never killed anyone. I've been responsible, and no one has ever followed me has been responsible for seeing the deaths of those 9 teenagers in that store that day. What happened after that is even worse. It gets worse. Al Sharpton, who was prolific at leading protests when gentrification was just starting here in the community, Al Sharpton met with many developers at the Cotton Club on Broadway near the Hudson River. And they gave him $800,000 in cash. After Freddie's fire, they gave him $800,000 if he would make a commitment to never lead a protest against gentrification in Harlem. Now, the reason why the cash is because Al Sharpton has the worst credit. He's got liens on everything. And so if they gave him a check, the government would have taken it right away. He walked out the Cotton Club with $800,000 cash in a suitcase. And to this very day, from 1995 to present, you have never seen Al Sharpton lead a protest against gentrification here in Harlem, or in Bed-Stuy, or in Brooklyn, or in Fort Greene. He doesn't do. He's been paid. He sold the community to people to come here to take this community from us. And I'm fighting for it. I'm fighting for it as it is our home. It's where we live. It's where our grandmother brought me to New York for the very first time. I think it's important that we understand that. The Indian sold Manhattan for $24 and some beads. Al sold it for $800,000. David Lincoln sold it for an adjunct professor at Columbia University. They've taken over that land over on Broadway.